hello to all. I'm really glad today the person whom I'm going to introduce. I've been waiting for probably years to meet you, Arifa. By the way, let me introduce her. She's Arifa Rafi, and she's the one who started the AR4 mangoes. And first thing, let me tell you, I've been relishing your mangoes from past 3 years, and ever since I've been just waiting to meet her. When will I visit your farm? When will I come and check out on everything? I'm really glad I'm meeting you today, Arifa. So my first question will be, why AR4? I mean, what does it stand for? If you can tell our viewers more about it.
Hello Srividya and all the viewers. Thank you for coming. It's a pleasure to have you here. Yes, you have been one of our regular customers.
Yes.
So yeah, AR4 because it's a family run farm.
Okay.
And AR4 stands for Arifa, A, and R4 is Rafi, and my 3 kids, Ruwaife, Rumaisa and Rifa.
Okay.
So because when we started this farm in 2007-8, my kids were small, but they were so excited when we started the farm, and they used to do all the works in the farm along with me.
Wonderful.
So they accompanied to the farm, and even when we took up marketing in 2012, the marketing part, packing part, everything happened within the family.
True.
So we decided that when everything is revolving around us, the name has to signify with us.
So R is your 4.
All the 3 kids are named with R.
And
so
your husband is
this
also with R. That's really nice. End of the day, whatever we do is around our family.
Right.
If we have kids, it is around our kids, and we want. I think it's that women power which gets everything into one.
Right.
Like your work, your passion, your home, everything becomes one.
Yes.
So can you tell me, I mean, we have always known that what you grow is organic mangoes, right? So can you just tell us, what organic mango is? How is it different from a normal mango? Because from year on year I've been eating. The first year I had the mangoes, so that's when I started. There is something different. I could see that difference in taste, and it's like you get used to. So can you just tell our viewers, what is so different about organic mango and the normal mango, and what are the practices you do in the farm, so that people who are really trying to start a farm or relish organic mango can know more about what they are eating and what they are growing.
Right. So here we have discussed that chemical mangoes are grown with chemicals, like where even in the fertilizers you put chemicals, and pesticides are also chemicals. But since we started our farm, in fact I was interested to start the farm as an organic farm. Okay, so my first interest was to start an organic farm, but then later on we thought a lot which produce or which crop we should go for.
Okay.
And in that we thought mango would be more suitable. One, because the produce comes only once a year, so that, as you said, women have to balance so many things.
True.
Right? So my kids were young, and I had to balance that. I had to be with them when they needed me. At the same time, I wanted to do something interesting. I didn't want to do a 9-to-5 job at that point of time, because it would take a lot of time away from kids.
Yeah.
So when I was planning for an organic farm, vegetables was out of question, because it is intensive farming.
It's day-to-day
activity.
To take care of them,
right.
I understand.
So then we decided, okay, let us go with mangoes. Even in the fruits, mangoes, you would be amazed. Like, we thought, if we don't sell it, we can eat it.
Okay. That's a nice way.
Because we love mangoes.
And you really wanted to eat all these mangoes all by yourself.
So, we thought that way, and then, we said that's not possible, but let us start with a positive attitude that we can do something, some change in the system. And that time, when we started, organic farming was hardly there. In Telangana, in United Andhra, there were hardly any farmers who were doing that. And the awareness of organic farming was just starting. Okay.
So how did you do your research?
I did most of the research online. Okay, and I came to know mostly it was done in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, and I got lot of literature from there. And then I
Did you
got
visit them?
connected I didn't as such visit them, but I got connected over phones. And you know, we had lots of discussions of how we can do the management and all that. They said you are taking a very safe crop, and you know, mango is the best to go for organic.
Our climate also suits.
Climate
the South India
suits.
climate?
Yeah, climate suits, and best part was these were virgin lands.
Oh,
Okay, not cultivated for ages. So that was one thing, but downside of it was there was lot of soil erosion. So we had to work on that also. But at the same time, what we thought, by the time the trees start producing, which is 4 years minimum, okay, the organic content would be good enough in the soil.
So you have to replenish, give it back to the
Yes.
soil, and all your
Yes.
practices have to be so that it enriches
The soil. So organic is somewhere where we are giving good nutrients to the soil, and the soil in turn give it to the plants, and the plants to the fruits. That's why you find the difference in organic and chemical, because chemical is outwardly, you are spraying, you are you know, you are doing this, and then naturally the chemical feel stays there. But
the residue
is always there.
Yes.
But in organic, it is happening from within.
Oh.
So when we say, you know, you need to change from within, so it was like that
You
for
work
us.
inside out.
out.
So I think organic works inside out, and
Right.
the chemical works outside in.
Right.
That's why I see. I mean, it's full on bloom. Rather,
Right.
all these are the
Kesar variety.
Kesar. Yeah, these are the Kesar varieties. I'm waiting to have them in another 2 months. I get my box every week from
Right.
Arifa. So Arifa, we were talking about the practices we have, you carry out in the farm. I see these are different fruit variety, right? This
Right.
is
Himayat.
Himayat. Yeah, this is one of the sweetest fruit, and a lot
Right.
of people look forward.
Right.
Even my sons and family looks forward for Himayat from AR4 mango.
Right.
So can you just tell us, what are the practices you follow to nurture these plants, or
Yeah, we not only do organic, we do biodynamic farming.
okay, and what is biodynamic?
Biodynamic farming is a more intense form of farming, organically.
Okay.
And in that we follow some practices where, in organic, like we give Jivamrit, Panchagavya, and then we do the sprays and Dashapatra Kashayam and Vapa Pindi Kashayam and Vepakula Kashayam. So all these are part of organic farming.
So Vepa means neem leaves. So I can share all the names, whatever Arifa is selling, and we can Google them and know more about that. But we're just trying to keep it brief. Yeah,
Right.
sorry.
So, and at the time of flowering, we do buttermilk spray,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is very critical. So, in these sprays, we make biodynamic preparations, which we add in, to make it much better. Like there is a preparation called CPP. So, as we move, I'll show you that preparation also. We do it in bricks, and wherein the cow dung is kneaded like a dough.
Okay.
Okay, along with eggshell powder and rock
Eggshell. Okay.
and the rock phosphate which we get from the boring that sand. Yes,
Sand.
yeah.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
we just mix that,
Okay.
and we keep it in the brick. There is a brick encasing which
Okay.
we have constructed.
kind of
Pit
thing.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why it is called cow pat pit.
Cow
Okay,
pat pit.
Yeah,
Oh.
so CPP. So that's a cow pat in the
Okay.
pit.
CPP.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we mix that CPP also into it, and that gives a lot of nutrition. And as you have been telling, our mangoes taste different.
Yeah, there is
Even
a difference.
yes.
When I eat, I really feel there is some difference. Although I do get some other organic, I tried once or twice, but I can instantly get the taste
Right.
on
So
my palate.
it enhances the taste. It enhances. See, every mango is different. Every mango cannot be sweet.
Yes.
Right? Every mango has a distinct flavor.
Okay.
This enhances the flavor.
Ah.
So we do many preparations, not just CPP. Even when we are doing liquid manure, like the Vapor Pindi Kashayam, what I am talking.
Okay.
Even in that, we add some of the preps
Okay.
and keep it for fermentation
Okay.
and then use it.
Okay.
Even when we are doing the Panchagavya,
Okay.
we add the CPP into it.
Is it given all through the drip system, or there is spray?
We manage
physically also?
mostly because drips become little, if they get blocked, and then organically cleaning is a tedious process. So what we do is we use our tractor. We have tanks fitted to it. We use tractor mainly for that purpose.
Okay.
So tilling is hardly done. It's once a year. We try not to till more because you're disturbing the soil.
So won't
So-
there be weed if you don't till them?
You can see most of the weed is managed by hand, or we leave the composting as it is. So as you see, there is a dry cover here.
Yes.
When there is a dry cover, it doesn't let the weeds to come out. So we follow all these practices where your dry compost helps you in this.
The
So,
natural practices
natural.
along with the biodynamic practices.
Right. So we combine all the best practices we can,
Okay.
and we do this, and then we have so many sprays, as you were thinking of a early morning spray.
Yes, I did see there is some duni which happens. in the
Yeah,
morning,
Duni
right?
happens in the night.
Okay, duni happens in the night.
Night,
And then
just
early
at the
morning?
time of sunset. Dhuni is, we burn incense, which you get in Telugu, we call it samrani.
Yeah.
So that we burn, but then that
Is it for the antifungal?
antifungal, and mainly for those small mosquitoes which keep
White-
hovering.
flies.
No, black also you get, but they keep hovering around
fruit
the
flies kind of
plant,
thing.
not
Not
fruit
exactly.
fly. Okay, so they are small mosquitoes which
Okay.
hover and which may infest your plants later on, or will spoil the crop later on. So from December, the moment we hear that sound of those pests, we start the dhuni. So it's almost on a daily basis, where the last
Is it throughout this
till-
season, or there is a season where
till Shivratri we do it.
so that's till Feb.
Feb,
Mid-Feb.
March, mid-Feb. This time Shivratri is coming till
So
March.
now like they're on
So-
flowering stage. At this
Yes.
stage you do, and then later you
Yes,
stop it.
yes. So once the fruiting is done, we stop it.
Okay.
Because mainly because the pest is no more there. Okay.
So
we
you
are
need to understand what kind of pest attacks at what season,
Right.
or what time of the month,
Right.
and
so
accordingly.
organic. I may say that it is more prevention than cure. So you need to be more, cautious enough to check on things when what happens before the things happen to you. So that's what we do. We take care. One thing.
Once you prevent, you'll no longer have any issues when the fruiting
Right. So that is one thing. So when we do buttermilk spray and then we do the liquid manure, so we just bring the tankers and we have a pipes. So we just give kind of a flood
Because-
irrigation
yeah,
type.
Because they're bigger trees
Bigger
now.
trees, yes.
So you do flood irrigation or
With the only for those manures we do flood irrigation. Otherwise it's all drip irrigation. So that's one thing. And then as we proceed, the one which we do early morning is BD 501. Which is to capture the solar energy, that is it is a powder of silica. Okay, so you are capturing the solar energy because the plants need photosynthesis. So it captures and it enhances the process of photosynthesis.
So you spray them with silica?
Spray them with silica. Crystal is powdered and it is kept underneath the ground for 3 months.
So is it organic?
Yes. Silica crystals, pure form of
You mean
silica
the pure
crystal.
rock silica?
Yes, yeah. The crystal is powdered and it is kept in cow horn underneath the ground. For
I think we can see that.
but we just have the powder form.
Sure,
So we'll and then that is sprayed over the trees. Okay, so silica is very important for the trees. As I told you, it helps in the photosynthesis and
So it will be
your-
sprayed on the leaves.
on the plant over.
right?
It is just like a shower on the
So it
trees.
helps absorb sunlight
Yes.
for better photosynthesis.
Yes.
A lot
So,
of science in this.
Yeah.
Right?
So in biodynamic farming, we follow the age-old lunar calendar. Like if you see in Telugu, we have Panchangam.
Yes.
So in Panchangam, manam cheptamu, idi, you know, you shouldn't cut the fruit at this point of
Correct,
time.
correct.
Avakai ee time lo bettali.
Yeah.
You know,
there is a specific interval for making pickles, opening the pickle, to
Pickle,
mix it. and-
exactly.
True.
So this
Before, even I think we also have this before full moon and after full moon.
right, you're very right. So we follow that calendar and we follow our spraying process according to that. Either if we are applying, root application is being done, it is on a period where the moon is descending. And when we are doing the application of silica, it is when the moon is ascending. Okay, so we follow the lunar calendar even for vegetables that way. When we are supposed to plant root vegetables,
Yes,
leafy vegetables,
that-
all these things we follow. It is very simple for people who might think, you know, what are you doing? It is very simple. It is based on the tidal movements of the water. As the moon rises, the water levels from the ground rise
Rises.
high. So certain days you're not supposed to water the plants because it will infect the plants with fungus. Fungal infections are
I didn't
more.
know this. I mean, this is really great piece of information.
Yes, because the water level is rising, so you know you're again spraying water or you're giving water, you are disturbing the system.
So the
So the
water table rises.
Yes,
right?
the fungus, we see the fungus forming, right? So the fungal infections are more at that point of time.
So guys, I mean, there's so much of information. I don't think I can really capture everything, but we can always reach out Arifa if we really want to do something on a massive scale. Let's move on. I would really love to know more. Great. So we have Mr. Mohammad Rafi also with us, Arifa's husband. I'm glad to introduce like this. Actually, hi Rafi.
Hi.
So he takes care of the marketing side of it, and in fact, behind the camera, he's given a lot of information. I think we'll talk to him also. And before that, I just wanted to check with her that you do a lot of farm tours, and I did see you take some sessions also, you know, educating farmers. If you can just throw quick light so that if somebody is really looking to start, they can really get motivated and reach you out as needed.
Right. Now we do some farm tours at our farm where, you know, especially the college students or the school students or a group of enthusiastic professionals want to come by, and then, you know, they request us to show them how we are doing it. We take up
Are you tied
farm
up with the university?
not really, but we do it. They approach us, you know, personally, and we take up such
So
kind
you
of
tell them all
tours.
the farm practices.
Yes, yes.
And I also
And
see there is a huge pond, right?
Yes.
So
The-
this is
for the water storage, for us to have it during the summer months where the borewells may get dried up, and you
how
know
much,
this
can
this
you
is
store in this?
35 lakh liters capacity.
So it feeds all your plants if there are
For
no rain.
that period where you need water, especially in May, there is a chance that the bores go down, the levels of water go down, and you know, for that
You were
period.
telling me that it's like almost 13 feet, 20
Yeah,
feet deep.
it is 13 feet from where we are standing, and it stores 35 lakh liter capacity.
Okay.
How it helps is uniformly distributing water across the farm. That's one more reason, because if you tie up with 3 borewells or 2 borewells, sometimes they give
They
good
dry up,
pressure.
yeah.
The other borewell won't give good pressure. So to distribute water among 21 acres, you need this constant pressure that is going.
Oh, okay.
So that is possible only when you have a storage, and when you have from this area, if you are pumping constantly, then it will.
So you pump the water from your borewells into this farm pond, and
Correct.
from here uniformly it is
Will
sent to the.
Correct.
Sorry, Faya, I think we were talking about the
The
sessions.
biodynamic, I am,
Yeah.
as I told you, we do biodynamic farming, and I am also associated with Biodynamic Association of India as an MC member.
Lovely.
Okay, so we want to promote biodynamic farming amongst farmers because biodynamic farming works on the soil.
Yeah. you
Okay,
did explain us,
yeah, so it works on the soil's health, and so we want to propagate this to a lot of farmers. So
Okay.
we are doing sessions with the farmers, on-site training, or we are going to have a half-day training program in Nujvidu in
So
next
farmers
week.
can reach you and they can enroll
Yes,
for biodynamic
yes,
farming.
yes.
And is it only for mango or for
Any crop, any crop. This is building soil,
Okay.
irrespective of the crop.
That's a
Yeah.
real great
Yeah.
step to biodynamic farming.
Yeah, because when I wanted to do this, we have the training program in Gujarat.
Oh.
So with a farmer who was Organic Farming Association president and Biodynamic Association president. So Sarvadaman sir's farm we used to have this.
Sarvadaman.
Sarvadaman. So yeah, at Gujarat. So I had to travel all the way to Gujarat. So here we are trying to
You're
reach
getting
out.
Gujarat here.
Yeah, we are
Different.
trying to reach
So
out
I'll
the
surely
farmers.
share the details of BDAI
Sure.
so that people who are really looking forward can get benefited.
You're right.
And Rafika, I mean, can you tell me, because it's all her effort, together effort of growing so much, but I think it doesn't stop there. The next thing, which actually is the marketing, we need to sell the produce. So how do you plan that? And because I also reached you, in fact I got to know you just by your marketing
Right.
techniques only. So that's year I keep getting messages, okay, our fruits are ready now, order.
Right.
So that's when I didn't order my box. So what goes into the marketing side of it?
See, yeah. When we started first intercrop, we had watermelon,
Oh,
and our watermelon size were around 10 kgs each because of biodynamic, and the soil was working, and 30 years of no cropping here. So it was huge and very tasty. When we have gifted to our friends, there are many.
okay.
And gifted to friends, then they said we want more. And then it is, 500, 600 watermelons. Where do I gift and go and give it to my friends?
So this
I-
was before the mango
before,
farming?
during the mango.
Okay, along with, intercropping, right?
So then we thought we should sell it.
Okay.
So then we called some vendor. Then asked him to buy it. He said we will give you 25 rupees.
Okay.
Such a big watermelon. Outside you sell at 75.
Yeah.
Small watermelon. This is big, so you should give me a better rate.
Yeah.
So no sir, आप organic करो, non-organic करो, जो भी करो आप ये. Then we thought no, I'm not going to sell it. Then we loaded our car.
Uh-huh.
So as many as we can get. I thought we will sell somewhere. After traveling for 20-30 kilometers, then we thought, how can we sell? Where do we sell? We can't sell. It's not like US or UK or Europe. We put a farmers market and then
you
we
can't
start
sell
selling.
it.
We can't sell it.
Those days there
those
was
days-
no farmers market also.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
So then, in the middle again, we decided to sell it to someone else.
Oh,
So then we dropped at one Bandi guy and then we spoke about it. Then he said, okay sir, 25 rupees I'll give. I said,
the
"Okay,
same
guys,
cost.
yes, 25
Eventually
rupees."
we.
Haan. Then we gave it to that guy. Immediately the customer came and we sold it at 75 rupees.
Oh.
I'm giving water, I'm growing it, I'm not getting a better rate. So this guy is not doing anything and he's getting 50 rupees. And then he's treating donkeys and horses in the same basket. So then what are the benefits if we go organic and other things? Then chemical farmers are also selling at the same rate. Organic is also being sold at the same rate. So there is no
So this
value
was your
addition.
calling to do a
Calling
very
to do the marketing.
marketing for
Then-
your own.
Yes. Then we said, how do we sell mangoes? So it's difficult proposition. Then we thought, let us sell it online.
Okay.
Because that time online business, e-commerce
Just
business,
growing.
just growing in 2012 we are talking about.
Ah, yeah.
So just growing. Then she said, how can a person buy a mango without touching and feeling and smelling?
Smelling, the smell is
know,
most
that's what
important.
draws you.
Right.
Right.
So then we debated and discussed, saying that if we buy mango, how we buy? The same way we select the mango and send it to our customer.
Okay.
So that's the concept which we have gone into. And then I used to work for an MNC. So then I used to have a lot of friends. So we have dispatched to
Word of
all other
mouth.
locations free of cost. First taste our mangoes. Then the second order came. saying that we want more mangoes.
So testimonial.
Testimonial.
It's people who were talking about your
Yes.
fruit, and
Yes.
that's how it's now big empire,
Big,
mango empire.
big. Now we made it to big, and then everything fall into place. Then we had website development. Then we
Yes.
have a gateway and everything. And then people from US started. One day there was an article on Arifa's how she grows mango in Inadu.
Okay.
So the people from US started reading, and they started calling in the morning 4 o'clock. We didn't know that there was an article also on that particular day.
But that's when you started exporting.
Yeah, that was the turning point actually,
yeah.
because Inadu article draws so much attention, and there were calls from morning to night, some thousands of calls, and everybody was like, we don't get South Indian varieties.
Yes,
We get only Alfonso and Kesar.
Yes.
So
yes.
we want Banginpalli, we want Rasal, we want Himayat. So it took us 2 years to streamline, to iron out the difficulties, and then export, because exporting to US is not easy.
I remember sharing your information with my cousins who are in US. I said, check this out.
Right.
I've been eating them. They're really nice. I don't know whether they've got it or not, but yeah, I do remember. That's amazing, because there's a lot which needs to be done. Although growing is the 9 months, but the rest 3 to 4 months is the marketing and how.
Then we have developed a concept of home delivering in USA also.
Okay.
So now we have been doing in domestic market, Indian market, completely to all major cities, and then no one has done home delivery in USA, Banginpalli. So we thought we will be different.
So now it
now
does
it is-
happen?
Yes,
It
yes,
does
yes.
happen,
For the
home
past
delivery.
6 years, we have been home delivering.
So
So
all
our
the states of US
all
or
the
any
states,
every
nook and corner.
every place, every
Nice.
place.
So
We have the buns with rocks. This is for preventing soil erosion. So when the when the rainfall is more and the soil flows out, we don't want the soil to go to other areas. So it is demarcation done at points where it is sloped. Yeah, Adi, it is fresh cow dung, and we are adding the eggshell powder and the rock phosphate which we get from the bores. Okay, so this is usually taken as 60 kgs of cow dung, and then 200 grams of eggshell powder and 200 grams of rock phosphate.
So this
And
is CPP, right?
CPP.
Yeah.
So we are mixing that. So she's going to knead that, and then we keep it in these brick layout which we have, where we have laid the bricks in a pattern so that we can walk on top of it and do not step into the pits.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the fresh one that was made yesterday, and then we usually cover it with gunny bags to keep it moist. And the process happens. We mix the old one a little, so it's like an inoculant for the
Yeah, yeah,
bacteria
yeah,
to
yeah.
multiply.
To grow and multiply.
Yeah, multiply. So we in between we keep that. So there is a layer of the cow dung, and then a layer sprinkled of the one which is made, or the old one, as you can see.
So this is a biodynamic fertilizer.
Right. So if you see the smell, you won't get the smell of the cow dung anymore.
It is not.
Yeah.
It's just
Like
normal compost.
Soil
Soil.
or compost.
So how many days you leave
it
this?
takes 3 months.
3 months. So
3
that's the reason you have multiple.
Multiple,
pits.
yes. So one keeps finishing, and then we keep making the other one. And in fact, just recently we have done a buttermilk spray, so a lot of it has gone into it.
Okay.
And then we have done tree pasting.
Yeah.
You have seen
were telling me
the
about the
yeah.
brown color.
Yeah.
To the trunk it is
To the trunk,
painted.
yes.
Yeah.
So the tree pasting, we mix the cow dung, CPP, and then the red color comes from the Jaju matti you get. So
Jaju is a soil?
soil it's a soil.
Okay.
So we that is normally not used in biodynamic. That is our improvisation.
Oh, wonderful.
Because even the Jaju, if you see in villages, they use it because it avoids termites.
Okay, it's used for doing pasting on the walls of
Right,
villages. I
right,
remember
right.
back down in my village when we were young,
Right.
they used to mix cow dung and some red soil and then paint the whole
Yes.
walls.
Yes.
Oh, that's really nice. We are keeping up our old
Yeah,
customs.
so we mix that so that the pest doesn't go from the ground to the tree.
true.
So we are protecting the ground pest going up the tree. So if you see, as much as we can reach, we paste it.
Oh.
So it's that way.
And
So she will need it, and it's they are made into balls so that it's easily transferable,
Okay.
and then again she will spread it here and
So
do it.
is this a
So it's-
everyday thing?
It's 2-3 days once.
And
It's
the
done.
cow dung has to be of a desi cow or something of that sort,
It's
or
not
any cow?
necessary
Okay,
as such, because see, biodynamic farming is mostly practiced in Europe,
Oh.
and Europe has mostly Holstein cows.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's fine. It's not an issue. It's
All this process can be done even for small farms, like
absolutely. You
you
can
know,
just
1
have
acre
4.
or half-acre farm. Anybody
Yes,
can do it.
yes,
So
you-
there's no restriction that only huge farms should be doing.
Not
it.
at all. If you see, you can just make 1 unit or 2 units. 1 unit is done, the second unit gets ready.
But 3
you know.
months is what you need to
Yeah.
cover it.
So, what we do to shorten the period is we put more of the prepared ones. So
It
it
gets
comes
fast.
down to 2 months also.
Okay.
So
and
we
how
want the
frequently you have to give it to the plant?
It all depends. Like, we have more quantities, we just keep, because this is helping the soil. It's not helping the plant, it is helping the soil,
So
which
you're-
in turns helps the plant.
So you enrich the soil so that in turn the plant grows better.
Yes.
Okay.
So our main concentration is all on the soil,
Okay.
growth of the soil, microorganisms, and the humus content in the soil. So it's only the soil we are concentrating on, and the soil takes care of the rest.
Oh, that's the reason you have so many cows out there.
Yes.
So you have different varieties. Of
Yeah, we have kept desi breed because we use them only for the manure,
Okay.
and we are not,
Not for
for
the
the milk.
milk.
Okay, so milk is left for the calves.
I think you add milk also in preparation of one of the.
We do add, but then we source it from outside, from other dairies, or who are doing organic.
milk.
Yes, yes. But otherwise, because milking is another task, and desi cows don't like to be milked, and they like their younger
Free
ones
range.
to, it's free range cows, and the calves get better. So we are okay with that. We are not concentrating on that part.
And you have that cow. Sarifa, we see some beautiful stuff on the walls. Can you tell us?
Yeah, those are the cow pads which we use for the dhuni, as I
They're
told
called
you.
cow pads.
Cow
In
pads.
Telugu we say
in
pidakalu.
Pidakalu. So yeah, we use it for the dhuni purpose, for those mosquitoes which I was saying.
Yeah, I think
So the
off late in
smoking-
COVID times, this is like the cow dung, the cow pads of.
Were being
burnt in the evenings,
right,
right? Oh.
But then we have been using it since 8 years.
Okay.
So we were more prepared for COVID.
I know, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Also, these are the ones which you use for.
Yeah, this is the dhuni we do in the evenings, just before sunset, where all the the cow pads are burnt,
Okay.
and the smoke, it's like giving a smoky flavor to your produce. Also, the fruits are also better that way.
It's done daily?
It's done daily in sections, because we
Okay.
can't cover all the 21 acres in one go.
Okay.
So by the time we cover the 21 acres, it takes almost 4 to 6 days.
Oh.
It depends on the number of people that day who are coming, and we
So how
have.
do you reach the height, Sarifa?
It's done just underneath,
Okay.
and they just put it a little up, and they, she's Lalita. She in the farm also we have all women labor.
Oh, hello,
so-
Lalita. Hi. Thanks.
So they are well versed. They have been with me for since 10 years.
Amazing.
Yeah, so they know all the practices.
Okay, even
So
if you
I
miss,
yes,
they would
yes,
still.
yeah. I can just tell them, and I can be assured it is done. Yeah.
Ravi, you were telling there is something special about this trees.
Yeah, this is called Glycidia tree. and
Glycidia.
Glycidia.
Okay.
And this is used for nitrogen fixation of soil.
Oh.
So this is a natural, you don't have to apply NPK like in chemical farming. If you plant this one branch, this will grow multiple branches.
Okay.
In 6 months period, this will give you like great mulch also. This is the mulch, you can use it for your
Okay, so
farm.
it's the same.
Same tree. And
So the
beautiful
dry
flowers.
leaves help you fix
Yeah.
the nitrogen.
The roots also.
The roots
The
also.
roots.
Fix the nitrogen. Dry leaves helps the complete
Mulching.
mulching.
Mulching, composting, and leaves are also having good
So
nitrogen
you must have planted
content.
lot of them in the
We
farm?
have planted around 1,000
Oh.
plants of Glycidia
Across.
the borders. This is like, your border security.
Okay.
The one reason why this is very important for any farm is this is like a border army for your farm. And the sucking
From the pest also.
pest point of view, sucking pest loves this particular plant.
Okay.
So before it is coming to your main crop, it goes
It's
and
like a
sits
guard.
here. Yeah, it's a guard. It's a border security.
So it can be used for any
Any
type of
crop.
crop.
Any
Not
type.
just
It is
mango.
really good to use this crop. We use it across the trenches, across the border.
So you
and,
just plant them with the
Yeah.
branch?
yeah,
One
the
branch.
cuttings.
Cutting.
Okay.
Cuttings
You
it
can
gets
propagate through
propagated, or seeds.
Oh.
Yeah, different ways you can. Now these flowers will turn into seeds, but the seeds are very
Seeds into
Yeah.
bee.
yeah. So you can see actually lot of activity of bees, of house flies, butterflies. If you just walk around and you can see some hundreds of butterflies flying.
Yeah,
and-
I did notice. Even
Yeah.
in fact here few are there.
Yeah, birds. We have different types of birds here, which we never used to find when we purchased this land. Okay, so as the trees grew, these things all have grown, and you have seen the peacock feathers lying
Yes,
here
yes,
and there.
I did collect few
Yeah.
peacock feathers also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Peacocks, they disturb us in some ways, but it's okay. We are.
That's the sign of being in a natural habitat. right?
Yes.
Amazing. This really lovely place. I think this is like detoxing yourself.
Mhm.
Being with the nature. Lot of bees I see.
Yes, lot of bees, and we not only Glycidia, we have other plants also which help us in pest management and all that. So it's not just mango plants, we have almost 10,000 plants of other varieties
Okay.
across the border, and for different purposes, like teak plants are
Along
there.
with the mango varieties, you also
Yes,
have other
windbreakers,
Yeah.
and so for different purposes, different plants.
plants. Amazing.
Yeah.
That's really. Tarifa, it was a great day. In fact, I should say there's lot more to talk. Probably once the fruit comes, I'll come back again and take more time. And thanks a lot for all your time and Rafi's time and so much of information. I shall share about the biodynamic and other details so that people can also get benefited, whoever is interested.
Right.
So I also see that you are doing strawberries and other things.
Right.
So you want to share?
Yeah, the customers wanted more products from us.
Okay.
Like, they were like, we are so sure of what we are getting with mangoes.
Okay.
Why can't you source from others and, give us the same quality
So
produce?
these are sourced from other organic
oth-
farms.
Yes, from other organic, natural farmers.
Okay.
So, alternative to chemical farming.
Okay.
So, biodynamic farmers. So, we go.
So you go and check them out.
Yes,
how they're grown?
we definitely interact with them, and we try as much as possible to visit them personally and check things out. And so we are like sourcing apples from Kinnor and pineapples from Manipur, strawberries from Mahabaleshwar. It's
So is there
different
any
places.
certification for organic fruits, like they have
Yes,
to be
yes.
certified and
Normally for organic there is certification, as you know. So we look into those certificates also.
Okay.
But more than the certificates, the lab reports sometimes help you, and the taste of the fruit itself talks a lot. But visiting them personally or interacting with them personally, they need to be as passionate as we are. Our main target is to select farmers who are passionate enough and not doing it only for commercial
okay,
purpose.
not like contract farming or something.
Right.
So suppose if somebody is doing a chemical based farming
Right.
and they want to switch to organic farming,
Right.
so is that possible, or
It's
there has to
absolutely-
be some years spent?
Yeah. There will be 3 years period
Okay.
where, because the soil needs to convert.
Okay.
So that 3 years period is mandatory. In some cases it may require more than 3 years depending on how much chemicals were pumped into it. So it's like you are detoxifying the soil.
Okay. So it
So
usually
it
takes
takes-
for a chemical farm to get into organic farm, it takes 3
3
years.
to 4 years you can say.
Okay.
And then the whole process, we definitely advise them what all is to be done.
Okay.
And,
So you are reachable for people
Yeah,
who are
yeah,
interested.
yes.
So guys, I will share Rifa's phone number, her website details. you can reach out in
Sure.
the working hours 9 to 5 so that she gets some good sleep also.
Right.
And thanks a lot, Arifa. I really, the kind of effort you're putting in giving us that very delicious fruits. I'm one more testimonial ki, you should try when the fruit comes. It is like I get my box every
Yeah,
week.
you go for the season pass which we have.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
season pass is a unique thing we do.
Yes.
Like, you just book once and we send it for 6 weeks of.
True. I do that.
Yeah.
I get the 6-week ones
So,
and
yes.
then I also get that pack of Himayats and the cherries.
Right.
Extra shots of them. Thank you, Arifa. I wish you all the best and great fruiting and great talking to you.
Thank you so
Thanks for
much,
your
Srividya. Thank you so much for coming to our farm. It was a pleasure,
pleasure.
having you here.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, guys. So I hope you all have learned and there's more to come. Probably once the fruits are back, I'll be back to show you the real fruits also. Thank you.